So I'm going to talk a little bit about why I bought a Tacoma over, let's say, a Ford Ranger, Jeep Gladiator, or the Chevy Colorado. Um, the main reason why is I looked at all of them, and the Jeep had a lot of options for if you're going to be going to extreme sizes. So if you're going to be going to 35, 36, 37-inch tires or even larger, the Jeep Gladiator is by far the best option to go because they just have a lot more wheel space, a lot more options to put a bigger tire in there. The Ranger was very, very close. The Colorado did not run in my competition for what I was looking for because the Colorado ZR2, this Chevy ZR2, um, it had about the same amount of ground clearance as the Tacoma had, but the front CV joints were already at a pretty extreme angle. And I was planning to put a 2-inch lift kit on it anyway. So when I lifted even more, those CV joints are going to be even more at an angle. And you don't want those CV joints at an angle because it's just going to wear those joints out, and it's going to cause a lot of damage in the long run. So this, in my opinion, the Chevy's ZR2 was not an option for lifting it up. You've seen people lifting them up, but they're just, it's not going to last. Those CV joints cannot be at an extreme angle. The Chevy or I'm sorry, the Ford Ranger was very, very close in the running. Ford Ranger did not have an extreme angle to the CV axles. The lift was fine on it. The four-wheel drive systems are good. They got a rear locker. It was really, really close. The deciding factor for me was I took my children with me to the car lots, and I had no problem with the front seats, but I let them sit in the back seats. And interesting enough, the Ranger had a larger back seat, but my kids liked the Tacoma back seat feel better. I don't know why, but they liked they said it felt a lot better in the back seat of it. So Tacoma it was. That was the deciding factor. The lift is good, and I really appreciate getting the Tacoma because it has higher rockers on the side, so I didn't have to get rocker guards, for whenever I go off-roading. There's a lot of options available for the Tacoma. Of course, there's a ton more available for the Jeep Gladiator, but there's a ton of options still available for the Tacoma. And since I was always planning on lifting it 2 inches and putting a little larger tire but not going massive, 32, 33-inch tire is the length I want to go. I don't want to go any higher. A 2-inch lift is plenty for that. So, another deciding factor why I went with the Tacoma over the Gladiator was, of course, wheelbase. The Gladiator's wheelbase is extremely long. I mean, it is really, really long. And I didn't want to center out when I'm going over obstacles. I want to, have as shorter wheelbase as I can. The lift and everything else is, fine on them. But I wanted that shorter wheelbase. And since I'm only going 33-inch tires, 33-inch tires are just fine for me. Well, that about sums everything up of why I chose the Tacoma over, the Jeep Gladiator or the Chevy Colorado ZR2 or the Ford Ranger. Like I said, Ford Ranger was very, very close, but the Tacoma one, just because the kids felt better in the back seat. That'll do it for this episode. We'll talk to you later.